really appreciates your support, and she appreciates how her excitement is going to pour into you and how we've been able to kind of help her find this path as well. So my name is Nicole. I live in St. Louis, and I, in addition to Q Sciences, I have my own travel agency on the side, and I have a 12-year-old daughter. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about my story and then kind of go into the products, just so you can kind of become familiar with my backstory, how I got here. I was a true hot walking mess. I know we use those words a lot when we talk about ourselves. I have terrible genetics in my family. I've known that since I was little, but I didn't really get it. I didn't get the importance of it, but my cholesterol was 381. So if you know anything about numbers, it's not even registered on the chart. I was called a walking heart attack, a ticking time bomb, and I was terrified. I also, in addition to terrible genetics, had IBS. I would have to time myself to the closest bathroom. I have endometriosis, which is an incurable disease. I had been in chronic pain for over 12 years, like debilitating pain, like canceling plans, fall asleep with a heating pad, burns on my abdomen, awful digestive system. This was before. I would have colonoscopies, endoscopies. I would be on prescription medication for anxiety. My dad had passed away. And so I was literally, it hurt when I ate. I was stressed. It was all of the things. I had shingles 3 times before I was 35. I mean, my immune system was shot. And I really felt like I just had to try to survive the day by chugging energy drinks and, melatonin at night so I could sleep, and then, energy drinks throughout the day, but I would wake up exhausted. So hot walking mess. I was introduced to supplements about 7 years ago when my work did a biometric screening, and those lab results did come back. For my endometriosis, I had surgery 2 years ago, and that's supposed to be the end-all cure. For me, it actually did the opposite. It came back not only so quickly, but like just exploded all over. So it was very disheartening. But I really fell in love with gut health. I fell in love with learning about gut health, the second brain connection, and learning that I couldn't do this by myself, because I had a cardio specialist telling me I could, eat lettuce every day for the rest of my life and work out 7 days a week and nothing was going to make a dent. And I had a nutritionist being like, here's what you need, so it was conflicting information. I'm not against pharma by any means. I do know that for me personally, I was on medications that I didn't even understand what I was on. And I was trying to get rid of things that those medications were causing symptoms for. So I was putting Band-Aids over things rather than getting to the root cause and heal from the inside out. And so I just felt like enough's enough. I got tired of hearing people say, well, this is just what happens when you get older. You're just going to be in pain. You have to accept it. Like, this is how your life's going to be. Or this is what happens after you have a baby. I got to a point where I needed to become an advocate for my own health and really just dive in and say, okay, what is my rock bottom and where I can only go up from here. So how I came to Q Sciences, my father-in-law was diagnosed with Alzheimer's about a year ago, and it was a devastating diagnosis for our family. But it was one of those that I also think that saved my life and helped him crawl out of his shell. I saw my friend who I love and trust post our brain health micronutrient called Q Max Premium. And while I was skeptical, because we're always skeptical with everything that we see, right? There's no magic pill or quick fix to anything. But what I was reading about this brain health micronutrient was that it had 34 third-party medical studies on it alone, from Alzheimer's, dementia, ADHD, ADD, anxiety, migraines, chronic pain, like all of the things. And it also is fully methylated and crosses the blood-brain barrier for full absorption. There are not many things out there that can do that. This is the most institutionally researched multivitamin brain micronutrient that has ever been studied. And we have those studies behind it. So I was super intrigued. So I put this into my father-in-law's hands, and literally within a week or so, saw a new man, passed his driving test, brain fog gone, mental alertness, we got him back, and I was it made me pause in my tracks, and it made me start evaluating my own health. And I had been on previous supplements that used to work for me until there was reformulations and things just started spiraling out of control and going backwards. So I thought, okay, I'm going to give this a try because of everything that I'm suffering from. So what I started on was our Q Core. This is consisted of 3 products in one bag. It comes in little packets. So you get 30 AM packets, 30 p.m. packets. And I'm going to tell you, this is probably the most popular regimen that we have because it addresses so many different things. So the 3 products that are in this bag, the first one is that QMax Premium, which is our brain micronutrient. It has all of the amino acids, nutrients, minerals. Half of our population is deficient in being able to absorb. It's called MTHFR. You would never know you have it unless you get a specific blood test to test for it. When something's fully methylated, if you've ever gone to the bathroom, taken a vitamin and it's neon colored, you're not absorbing. It's going right through you. And that was a long process for me to understand. I'm like, I don't feel good. I can't. This is actually something that you can feel working. But because it's fully methylated, people with that genetic mutation are going to notice that they're not only able to fully absorb, but fully process what they're not used to processing. So that's our first product, is our brain health micronutrient. The second product in here is one of my favorites that I will never go a day without. It's called our Align. It's our natural anti-inflammatory. This is huge. This helps with chronic pain. This helps with fighting inflammation down to the cellular level. Inflammation can be one of those hidden precursors that is responsible for so many different illnesses, ailments, and things that we experience. My mom has severe arthritis. So she definitely has had Align in her life, and one of our topical creams that I'll tell you about in a minute that has really, really helped her because you're getting it from within. It can also help with, just fighting that inflammation. So anybody who's gone through a surgery, post-recovery, but a daily inflammation fighter is just absolutely key. And that is called our Align. The third product is our Q-Biotics. I don't know if any of you have ever taken a probiotic. If you have, if you're like me, I was taking like 4 or 5 a night of the previous supplements I was on because that was my dosage. And I was popping them like they're Tic Tacs, like this has to be working somehow. It has to help me with being regular. It helped a smidge, but I was also spending a ton of money because I was taking so many at so many different times. So when I started this, I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm going to have to, take 4 or 5. What's the dose? I take 1. I've taken 1 every night when I go to sleep because it works the best when our digestive tract is at rest. And that has been a game changer for me with regularity, with bloating, with your overall digestive health. And the reason why people feel the difference with this is because it has a timed delivery release system. It doesn't start working until it hits your intestinal tract where the magic is supposed to happen and really clean up with the good flora, bacteria versus the bad. So those are our 3 products in our Q Core. They're all sold a la carte, but when you put them in, they all work so well together. And with those little packs, this is so amazing. We also have this in a kid's version. It's a powdered version. It's all 3 products in a powdered version that you can scoop, mix with water, mix with applesauce, whatever. It comes in 2 flavors, grape and fruit punch. But our capsules are also easily open. So if you have a kiddo and you're ordering the Q Core, you can always open it up and sprinkle on other things. So this is absolutely fantastic. The other product that I had started on was our Women's Vitalize. This is our hormonal balancing supplement. This is not adding hormones to your body. This is taking what you have and balancing it out. It is amazing when it comes to whatever life stage you find yourself in, whether that's premenopausal, postmenopausal, childbearing years, preteen. This is going to go in and balance what you have. It's made up of 8 adaptogenic herbs and it's fabulous. So for me personally, my bloating went away, my cramping went away. This has helped with my pain. This has helped. I had not had a regular cycle since I was probably 14 years old. I can honestly keep track now. And it's one of those weird things that you celebrate, the monthly wins, but to know and to have that regular cycle has been huge for me. But this is really great. I know a dear friend of mine, Katie, she had the BRCA gene mutation. So she had a full hysterectomy. She was nervous to be able to take something because she was afraid it was going to cause an uproar in her system and add in hormones. But this has helped balance everything that she has remaining out completely, and it's approved by her healthcare practitioner. So as we go through, if you have any questions, we definitely don't claim to treat, cure, diagnose any type of disorder. We always recommend visiting maybe with your healthcare practitioner or a pharmacist. As I mentioned, my mom is on these products. She was born with 1 kidney. So it's very important for her to know what she's putting in her body. So she actually had the ingredient list folded up. Her doctor had never heard of it, didn't even look at it, was like, nope, had not even heard of it. So she was really disheartened. So she left, drove to her local Walgreens, sat with a pharmacist, went over each ingredient, and they were like, good to go, thumbs up. Nothing is going to interact because it's, vegan, plant-based, non-GMO, gluten-free, you're good to go. And so she got the approval and got the thumbs up. So if you do have that relationship or have questions about ingredient lists, we have all of the tools here at our fingertips, including those clinical studies that we're happy to share with you. So that's a little bit about our Women's Vitalize. The next, I always say they're my favorite because they all are. It's hard to narrow down. This is our full spectrum Fuse hemp oil. If you are scared of the word hemp, I was too. I didn't understand it. I was new to that space. I didn't understand what that whole arena was, but I challenge you to Google hemp oil benefits. Now you can go to your local gas station and buy hemp oil. It's everywhere, but I do not encourage you to do that because this is the best of the best. We're called quintessential science. Quintessential means best of the best. And I'll tell you why this is different and why people feel a difference. This has a QC code. So you can scan it from your phone and see exactly where the ingredients are driven from. They're clean, quality ingredients. We have a holistic health practitioner here at Q Sciences. His name's Dr. Stephen Kimberly, and he is the man behind the plan with all of the intentional ingredients. And he was with WebMD for 14 years. He has podcasts. He is the one responsible for those clinical studies. He is brilliant, and we are so fortunate to have him, but to have that transparency with everything so we can, scan. The reason why people feel the difference immediately. This has, when I started, it was just reformulated about 2 months ago, and I didn't know that it could get better. But what they did was it's 3 times more the concentration. It's immediate onset. So you put this sublingually under your tongue. It comes with a dropper. Hold it for about 15 seconds, swallow, immediate onset, whether that is for pain, migraine, digestive issues, hormonal balance, anxiety, depression. People take hemp oil for so many different reasons. If someone is suffering from an autoimmune, and this is something that they depend on every day, they might take a dose in the morning and a dose at night. If this is something that you're taking for a specific reason that might not be reoccurring all of the time, you might take it as a preventative, or you might take it when you feel something coming on. This comes in mocha, berry, and cinnamon. Berry is probably my favorite in the new formula. And we also have a pet hemp oil that is really, really popular for our furry friends. This is water soluble, and it's really important that I mention that because our bodies are composed of mostly water. So when you have, which most oils are oil-based, and our bodies are water, it's gonna go like this. Not oil and water don't mix. Being this is water soluble, when it goes fully sublingual under our tongue, it's going to be fully absorbed because our body thinks it's water through our receptor system, which is why people can feel the difference so quickly. It's also temperature stable, which means that it's not going to go in and alter the chemical imbalance in your body. And the reason why that's important is because not one person in 2.5 years at Q Sciences that have been on our Fuse have ever tested positive for THC. Not one. And it's absolutely phenomenal to be able to say that because we have thousands of children on this. We have police officers, firefighters, healthcare practitioners, nurses, people who would never be able to afford having a positive drug test. And that is the most important thing because it's all these, moms and dads that have mental health issues for their kiddos or pain or what have you. It's so important to know where it is you're receiving this from and what it's doing in your body, but also what's in it. We never, ever want to have someone have that experience. And that's why we're confident behind our full spectrum Fuse hemp oil. We also have topical hemp creams. We have one for, my mom takes the Renew cream. That's for more arthritic pain. You can rub it on your hands, your knees, wherever you're having that pain. We also have an Excel cream that's more for muscle recovery and that type of pain. In addition to our hemp oil, we have, this is one of my favorite products also. It's not talked about enough. It's called Q Twist. It is our hemp infused water. It's great for kids. It's great for adults. We have, there's 30 packets that come in here. We have 10 of each. They're divided into 3s. We have a crave to help with your metabolism and curb your cravings. We have a hydrate to help more just with an overall promotes hydration and recovery. And then we have a calm, which helps with just kind of we call it the mom calm, like to help ease and have that feeling of an overall calm feeling. So this is, again, is our hemp infused water. It's amazing. And then we are a company that we really hone in and focus on mental health. Mental health is the key here at Q Sciences. Our first product that I mentioned, the QMax Premium, that was our brain health micronutrient. It was originally developed by a man whose wife took her own life. And he saw his 6 grown kids start going in that same path with the mental illness, paired up with doctors. And this product was sold out of chiropractic offices and doctors' offices in 1996, all the way through. So the only people that could ever get their hands on this QMax were patients of these specific offices. In 2018, Dr. Stephen Kimberly, as well as our president and CEO, Mark and Jake, all came together to develop Q Sciences and made it into a network marketing company so that they could get these products into the hands of the masses. So when I say we are ground floor, we are ground floor. We just launched into our 20th country, but we only have about 75,000 ambassadors worldwide. When I started at my previous company 7 years ago, we had 225,000 in the United States only. So we are in a unique, delicate place of momentum where we have absolutely been able to put this into the hands of people that need it the most, whether that be mental illness, financial illness, because the opportunity here is absolutely incredible as well. But we have products that we can fully stand behind and be proud of. One of the other products I just wanted to quickly touch on was, as we are focused on mental health, overall health and wellness, if weight loss is a part of somebody's journey, that's wonderful as well. We do have a couple of products that focus on that, but this is a product, it's called Trim, but don't let the name mess you up. If weight loss is not a part of your journey, but you're still looking for balanced blood sugar, thyroid support, this also can help block carbohydrates from turning into glucose in your system, which leads to fat storage as well. But this is loved by so many people. This can pair up with the Align for the natural anti-inflammatory, and help balance blood sugar and thyroid support. But this is a great product also that we have here in our hands. So that's just a little bit about what our products can do. For me personally, by day 6, and this is where I just couldn't unfeel what I started feeling, and I couldn't unsee what I was seeing with all the testimonials running in and how this worked. But by day 6, my chronic pain was gone. And it brought me to my knees. And this is something where I kept thinking, there's no way that this has to be a placebo effect, right? Like, I have not felt good in 12 years. I have not been able to wake up and not know the path of how my day was going to go in 12 years. And this has really changed my life from a health perspective. I had a colonoscopy done, or an endoscopy done just 2 months ago, because now that I don't have their number on speed dial, they're like, we want to see you every couple of years. So I went in and I saved my gastroenterologist message after he, it was kind of a nerding out moment for me, but he said my esophagus looked beautiful. So I'm like, all these little wins that I can really attribute to these products and what they're doing for my health personally, but also for, again, my financial health. This is something, being a travel agent during a pandemic, I'm telling you, if you could just get punched in the stomach every single day, that's really what happened to me in 2020. And it was something that really made me nervous. What we have here, not only do we have amazing products, but we have an opportunity that if someone has never, I say every day, I've never sold a day in my life, because I share what I found. I share it with other people. But with this Q Sciences income, what it's been able to do for my family and to keep us on track to make sure that we didn't fall behind, even though my other business on the side had plummeted. Part of their opportunity of their compensation plan here is called the Financial Freedom Movement. And what that is and what stands apart, we don't have the gifting of the fancy cars, or they do have an incentive trip, but we don't have all of those luxurious items, which are fantastic. But what they have here and what their motto is that they want every ambassador to become financially free. They want everybody to be in a position where they can actually, have control over their finances. And what they have here, the day that you join, you have an opportunity to a free financial consultant. But when you reach a position, certain position within the company, they start contributing on a monthly basis to the debt or savings plan of your choice. And for me, my daughter has a love for theater. She's always wanted to go to this private school that has an amazing theater program to help her for her future. And this is the first year that she has entered that school. And because of that, Q Science's contribution has been able to help that keep going. And that is something that I will be forever indebted and forever grateful for. So that's a little bit about our company, a little bit about our products. I don't know if you guys have any specific questions or certain things that you might be, if anything resonated with you that I might have talked about tonight. We have an entire suite of products that I could talk for hours about. These are a few that are very popular because you find that so many people do suffer from, specific things such as migraines or allergies or pain or hormonal balance, and the testimonies keep running in. What I have really noticed a big difference in is that people who needed assistance or help with mental health have really found a home here, and people that didn't have that mental health instability and that what the pandemic has brought on to either themselves personally, their family, their children, it's a new world for them to like struggle with things like anxiety and depression that were never felt in existence before. And the fact that we have something that's natural, that's clean, and that is not going to mask things, but actually work quickly and work fast is something that is forever on my heart. And I know for Crystal and for Ashley and the other Ashley, like they're pretty new to this company, and the fact of watching them their health turn around and them feeling the difference within a matter of days has made me super happy, and one of the reasons why I will never stop sharing. But do you guys have any questions? I want to be really mindful of your time tonight. Let me unmute you guys.
I have a few questions actually,
Sure.
but mine are mostly questions about the sugar levels of products. I have 2 autoimmune diseases, and I am on autoimmune protocol right now. So I am completely sugar-free. Every single product that I put in my body has 0 sugar unless it's natural. So, and that includes stevia and other things. And I did notice that there were some items when I watched the video, there were some items that had stevia leaf extract in them. So I was curious as to some of the items that you highlighted tonight, if they were stevia free, or if there was a natural sugar in them, or if it was completely sugar free.
And what we can do is we can send you on the ingredient list that we send everything. There is not going to be one item that's not listed. They're fully transparent with what they have. So you're not going to see like a code word for something, how some labels do, or it's really something else. So all of the products that I talked about today, we can definitely get you in a 3-way message, and I'll send you all of the ingredients as well as the clinical studies so that you can be sure and safe, great for you. And I would definitely, if you're already working with, a specific doctor for your autoimmune, I would definitely encourage you to maybe share with them, what we provide to you. So that way we can make sure to get you on the right path and on the right products. That's going to really help hone in on what you're looking for.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
You can ask your question.
Am I muted?
No, you can just lean in here and ask.
I love that you guys are next.
Do you-
It makes me happy.
Do you have any collagen supplements? Like right now, I take a collagen powder from Dr. Axe.
Gotcha.
Collagen, I think it did.
Collagen.
We do not have a specific collagen product, but there are some new products that are getting ready to be announced. And I always keep hoping that something is going to come out. We did have when I first started last year, we had a serum, but it was more for the blue, so to protect your skin from the blue light, from your computers and from your screens. So they did remove that, and I think they removed it because and the packaging, it was very hard for them to keep up with the packaging and the bottles that it came in. So I'm really hoping that comes back. But as far as collagen, not yet. I'm going to say not yet.
Okay.
anything else you guys have?
Do you know the price?
If you, I am recording this, so I can definitely make sure you guys get all the recording in case. I know I covered a lot tonight, but if you know, there is a lot to when you start thinking about what you need. I know for me, personally, it was like, I need all of this, but really we want to help you. If you feel like this is something that could be a good fit for you, like where you are, we want to help hone in and feel like what would be the right fit for you. We have two different ways that we to really get started. The first one is a preferred customer option, and it's $10 a year, a one-time fee, and you get discounted pricing. You get wholesale pricing, the same price that we pay, and that's the preferred customer route. It's a great, amazing deal, and there's a reward system where you can earn free products. And then we have the ambassador route. The ambassador route is only if you were someone who were interested in not only the products but an additional stream of income. To help support, you know, your family. But that's really the two different ways to get started. So we're here to help meet you where you are. We're here to help pour into you as much as we can and really help guide you if this is something that you feel like you would like to give a try. Because I promise you, and I know that I can probably speak for most of the women on here, is that these are the last products that I will ever have to try because they have worked so phenomenally for me, and I love the stories that pour in for everyone else. It just it never gets old hearing those testimonials and stories.
Do you have a link that you can send with the information that you send out?
You mean kind of like a full brochure of the products, like an overview?
Right, and to be able to order from that.
Oh yeah,
link.
we can definitely get you a product catalog, but Crystal can also send you. We can have Crystal. Crystal, if you want to start a three-way message with myself, I can definitely send her those ingredient lists. And then Crystal has a website that you can order directly from as well.
I'm definitely very interested. Like I said, I have 2 autoimmune diseases, but I have rheumatoid arthritis, and my inflammation levels are through the roof. I mean, the normal person, the level should be below 3 milligrams, and mine was over 30. And that's with medication. And so it's like an insane amount of pain and inflammation constantly. So that would be amazing if there's something that would work.
Yes. Well, what I recommend, our website, because we have so many products, it can be a little bit overwhelming. So when Crystal starts that three-way message, we'll really kind of talk you through on, you know, setting the ingredient list. We have a podcast on the Align specifically by Dr. Stephen Kimberly that I'd love to send you. For me, I was not a research person before I came to Q. I would just take something and be like, oh, this helps you, then I'll do it. But I have found myself, because we have so much research at our fingertips, I have really found myself in that rabbit hole, but I love it because I really want to know what it is I'm taking and what's working. And so it's definitely been a change of mind shift for me, but we'll get that information to you.
Thank you.
Sure. Anybody else?
Yeah, I just know I'm a little behind on taking the products due to getting some blood work done. But Jeremy, my husband, he started them. He's been on longer than me, and I can definitely tell a difference in him.
He's more cocky.
Well, there's no medication for that. Let's just be honest. I wish there was. Sign me up to lower. But no, he had just started them and went out and worked in our shop and cleaned out our shop. And when I say cleaned out, it was bad. I mean, because it had been all of COVID that he really hadn't gotten to work out there with his woodworking stuff. And so he completely cleaned that out and then started on some projects. And normally when he does anything remotely physical, he's standing right here, sorry, giving me the evil eye, but he's always oh, I'm so sore, and there's none of that. He was able to get it done, and he hasn't been coming in and wanting to just fall asleep in the chair every day. And I know, like I was waiting on that blood work, but I've started on them, and I can definitely tell. I mean, just, and even with the trim, like I had to remember, like, oh yeah, I should probably eat. Like I just, had seriously had no thought of food, which was good for me because I kind of hit this point in the day where, like, in the mornings I don't really think about it because I'm busy with getting the kids together and getting them out the door. But then by the afternoon, I'm like, let me do all the snacking while the kids are napping because I get it all. I don't have to share. And it was like, that's a struggle for me. And late at night after the kids go to bed, because that's my time that I can, and that's the worst time to eat, I know, and that's helped me just so I'm thankful for that, but definitely seeing a difference in the vitamins or in how I feel with taking them. And now I just need to get the spray because I am vitamin D deficient. So that's on my list
so glad
too.
You said that, Crystal, because that's one thing it's in my bathroom. I said run to go get it. But we have fully methylated vitamin sprays they've just been a game changer for so many. They're great for kids. They're great for adults. They're fully sublingual. So it's the second quickest way into your bloodstream outside of intravenous, outside of an IV. We have vitamin B12, vitamin C with zinc, vitamin D. We have a sleep spray, which is probably my favorite. It is phenomenal. Like I told Ashley, I was setting my alarm one night and my phone fell right on my face. Like, I mean, I'm like, what is happening right now? Like I was someone who struggled to go to sleep and stay asleep, and it is amazing. But it's 6 to 8 sprays, and it lasts, if you do that every day, they last about a month. They're about $17. They're fantastic. But like Crystal mentioned, a lot of people who have deficiencies and have injections, this is helping normalize out their levels so that they can come off of those injections or come down off medication. So our QMax Premium, that brain micronutrient, also has all of those vitamins in it. So you want to make sure that if you need an excessive amount, the spray is great with the vitamin, or you can kind of measure out what you need based on your own personal needs. But the sprays are phenomenal. And we have a relief spray for pain, and then we have a boost spray for metabolism also. So thanks, Crystal, for reminding me. I'm like, I know there's.
Yeah, because that was one of the reasons why I waited, and I'm sure once taking the vitamins now that would be totally different, but I got the blood work before I started taking the supplements. It's because I wanted to have a baseline to see where I was at, and that was I really thought I was B12 deficient because I was while I was pregnant and had to do the weekly injections, and I was even taking a multivitamin that had methylated B12 in it at the time. It was a different, and I was still very deficient. So I was thankful to get that blood work and know that I am low in vitamin D. So now I know that with taking these supplements and the spray that I will probably be back up in no time. So
that makes me happy. And if you guys have any other questions, or
is my computer just mess up?
If you guys have any other questions or anything that you need, but we just really appreciate your time tonight. And Melanie, we'll get that message started so we can get those ingredient lists in your hands. And anybody else that would like that as well, we're more than happy to share. So thank you guys so much for your time. It's nice to meet you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you, Mel. Thank you for hopping on.
Bye, guys.